answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
It is now beyond obvious, folks. It should be beyond obvious to everybody. I know you and I pay very close attention to what's going on in the world. Very close. And we see it. I don't know how anyone couldn't see it. It is SHTF suicide. SHT-cuicide, right? There's no clever word for it, but it is self-destructive, right? Now, we've been watching over in the Netherlands as they told farmers, you've got to cut your nitrogen. Well, wait a minute. Nitrogen's fertilizer. Nitrogen's what 4/5 of our air is made of. There's nothing wrong with nitrogen. Yet they're telling the farmers, you're done. Well, what are the people going to eat? Right? If you cut the food, it leads to food shortages. It leads to increases in the cost of food. Folks, it is beyond obvious. And there's no government on the world. Can you believe this? There's not a single government anywhere. Not in Africa, not in South America, not in Asia, not in Australia, not in North America. There's no government that is leading any sort of charge to press charges on the World Economic Forum. Its policies are prescribing exactly what governments are doing. Cut carbon footprint, cut farming, bring in immigrants from other cultures and other parts of the world into your country, and it's all self-destructive. Why is no government prosecuting the World Economic Forum for their unlawful control and influence over governments? It's a serious question to ask. I really think we should all ask that. I mean, when we look at this, folks, when we look at this, the World Economic Forum just released a video pushing for the use of space bubbles to block the sun. I remember 25 years ago, maybe closer to 30 years ago, an episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns, the owner of the power plant, had a huge shield created to go up and block the sun so the sun wouldn't shine on Springfield, where the Simpsons lived. It's like, where do these people get off? They're going to block our sun? Well, they're saying they're going to reduce climate change. Folks, the World Economic Forum is a conspiring group of uber elitists who think they know everything and that they have the power to control the world and determine our fates. Let me ask this question about space bubbles. Where is the evidence we need to do anything to the climate? Left, right, up, or down? Where is any evidence other than political screaming? It's a crisis. We've been hearing this scream of crisis, folks, not just back to the Bush administration, not just back to the Clinton administration, but back in the 70s, they were calling for, ready for it, a new ice age. A new ice age is coming. The panic, the hysteria. And CNN, folks, has decided to let go of Cerveza bug because it's not generating the necessary fear, but a climate crisis is generating, well, I think it's going to generate the next amount of fear, right? That's what they're doing, folks. And in fact, Biden's climate advisor went on the news and said that President Xi Biden, who, does he have cancer or not? He said he has cancer. Doctors are now calling to remove him from office, test his cognitive ability and his health, and make that a part of the public record. No, we don't want that. But his climate advisor, Joe Biden's climate advisor, said he is going to move forward with, quote, every power available to him to eliminate fossil fuels. Who decided that getting rid of our fossil fuels was a great idea? Who says that's going to solve anything? The World Economic Forum? This is suicide, folks. They're absolutely killing us slowly. You know how you kill someone next year? You don't plant their food in the ground this year. so that it can be harvested and feed them next year. That's the thing with farming. It's always about getting the crops in the ground for next year's consumption. It is so simple to understand. It's been part of, well, civilization for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So how do you stop people and starve them next year? Well, you screw up the food supply system this year. No more nitrogen. Cut all the fertilizer. Let's start a war with Russia and then sanction everything. Folks, people are going to get hungry and they're going to blame these assholes. And these assholes have rightly asked for it. Now, Vladimir Putin weighed in on the New World Order, which Joe Biden called the liberal world order. And Joe Biden is, while he's no stranger to making gaffes and stupid statements, he's also no stranger to using the term New World Order. And of course, just recently changing it to the liberal world order. It is the globalist World Economic Forum world order. Now, Putin made comments during a forum that he attended in Moscow, Russia, and he claimed that the West had only achieved its global preeminence due to the historic plunder of other nations, and the globalists have no moral right to enforce a unipolar model on the planet, meaning that these elitists have no right over everyone as individuals or as nations. They don't have any right to tell me or you what to do. They don't have any right to tell Japan what to do, or Australia, or Nairobi. They have no right to tell anyone what to do. Yet they use their power, their influence, and financial tools and pressure, as well as social pressure. And look what they're doing to the weakest amongst us. The weak-minded are now woke. Corporations are now woke. You and I are the resistance. Let me continue with Putin. Here's his quote. The model of the total dominance of the so-called golden billion, meaning the World Economic Forum, is unjust. Why should this golden billion among the planet's population dominate others, impose its own rules of conduct? Based on the illusion of exclusivity, this model divides people into first and second class status and is therefore racist and neo-colonial in its essence. And the globalist, supposedly liberal ideology which underlies it is increasingly acquiring features of totalitarianism, holding back creative pursuit and free historical creation. Free historical creation, folks, means free will. It means political will. It means self-determination. I mean, Putin is just laying it out there. You and I are feeling it when you pay your taxes, when you go to the store, when you drive down the road. We feel what these people are doing, folks. And it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. The hallmarks of liberty, what the Democrats call democracy, the hallmarks of liberty are freedom, personal freedoms. Isn't it interesting how they hold the reins of power now and they want to take your freedoms from you? You no longer have the freedom to speak freely or have your religious practices respected by the government. No longer do you have a right to practice free speech, free press. They want to take away our Second Amendment right, folks. They can't even define what an assault weapon is in Congress while they're having their hearings, yet they want to make them illegal. How do you make something illegal which you are not even properly defining? You cannot properly define. It's a made-up term. States' rights. Well, Putin just kind of laid out how there are no states' rights. States don't have rights. Countries don't have rights. The globalist masters have rights. Well, they've decided that they have the power and authority, and they're going to force the world to commit suicide. to give up everything they have. This is the Great Reset. It's the Great Reset, folks. And for having the power to cause it to happen and to use their influence to make these decisions reality, I think they need to be tried for crimes against humanity. Period. Where are the nations that are standing up to this and demanding their sovereign rights be respected and to stop punishing other countries? That, folks, is what the breakaway move by Russia is calling for. That's what the breakaway move is about. They're saying, no more. We're not going to play your money game. You're not going to own us that way. You're not going to play the energy game and tell us what to do with energy. We get to have free historical creation, as Putin put it, or as we in the West like to say, right? The freedom of self-determination. Shit has hit the fan. Are you prepared? I'm glad you're here at the preparedmind.club and subscribestar.com. Those are your premium access portals to the Prepared Mind Network, where you get live videos during the week to participate in, where you get access to a lot of information that's not allowed freely on the internet. There's some great content there. I want to thank you for joining us, supporting us, sharing with us, and helping one another get prepared, because chance favors the prepared mind is yours. Godspeed, God bless America, and Semper Fi. Oh, one last thing. I want to thank all the other YouTube channels for recommending they come here and watch Prepper Nation, Alaskan Prepper, and others. Thank you so much for networking with us here at the Prepared Mind channel. You guys have a great day.